What is passive slop in Limbus? By me. Support passives. Support passives in Limbus are key to team building, as even if they're good on their own, Sin Affinities buffing your sinners on the field and producing further effects is beneficial. Not all IDs are made equally. Depending on multiple factors, release timing, archetypes, and team building, some IDs don't really have the means to shine like others. That isn't the fault of anyone. I'm not blaming Project Moon for experimenting and trying out different things. However, it would just be lying to say some of these IDs don't have very much niche use cases on the main field and aren't used just for their support passives. What happens when the only good thing about an ID is its support passive? Then they are passive slop. They aren't meant to be deployed on the front lines / be a fill-in for sinners that die. The most notable traits to passive slops is shit clashing, shit damage, shit health, or just being incredibly mediocre outside of their support passive, with no real use besides being a fill-in. Examples of passive slop. Warning, most of these are opinion-based, you can disagree, but take this all with a grain of salt. My word is not actually, you know what? No. Stop being so fucking sensitive over IDs in this game. If you take my opinions and cry over them over fictional team building in a fantasy setting, you're weird. Simple as simple is. Let me share my unfiltered dogshit opinions. You can have your own, I can have mine. If you don't like my opinions, that's okay. But you can also make your own video if you disagree. I don't care. You can make your own presentations if you disagree. Doing this is very easy. Making these videos is very easy, and that's why I've been doing so much of them recently. 7 Association Ryoshu. This is going to be tough for some of you to hear. Just bear with me. This ID is pretty whatever on her own. Having only one skill of applications of rupture potency and the rest just being applying / fragility. She wasn't a bad ID whatsoever when she came out, but her niche very much has come to pass as the game progresses, and she is notably weaker as she clashes like 12, 18, 19 on her skill 1s, 2, and 3 respectively, and provides no rupture count. The only reason to utilize her nowadays is for her passive, which allows allies with the lowest max HP to build +1 rupture potency. That's very nice in Lord of Hongyuan, Honglu. Again, I'm not calling this ID dog shit, I'm saying she underperforms, and the best thing about her currently is her passive. This is just the way she was designed. She was designed for an earlier stage of the game where she performed very well, but she performs not so good anymore. I'm not saying this ID is impossible to use, I'm saying that in her current state, in the state of the quote-unquote meta of the game, she's not the best. And not the best choice for Ryoshu. We all know who the best choice for Ryoshu is when it comes to Rupture. Shi Heathcliff. Dead Rabbits Meursault. Oh my god, this ID fucking sucks. I don't have to explain myself for this one. Just watch my worst IDs run. The passive is okay. The ID is horrendous. Just use Cinq Meursault. Please, DR Meursault is so dog shit. I hate this ID, but I also love it, but I hate it. This ID and I have a weird history going on. Chef Ryoshu. If you have nothing else, she's still not good to put on the field. So just use Artistic Flavor, which is like pretty good in unfocused encounters. Corp Gregor. Now I have to start off by saying this ID isn't that bad. Like, he's super negative when it comes to maintaining rupture count, don't get me wrong. But he isn't horrible to use on the field. Anyways, just use the support passive. It's better than his combat passive marginally, and is a nice touch to characters like Ishmael if she's already used Wingbeat and is clashing so she can heal somewhere towards 50 HP per turn. I personally did this in my no thinking run where I used Zwei Ishmael versus Ricardo with the Corp Gregor passive, and she was so sustained throughout the entire fight. She was healing like 75 HP per turn. It is broken. It is a great synergy with Ishmael's Wingbeat. Like, actually insane. Corp Meursault. This ID just fucking sucks, I'm sorry. Cinq Outis. Similar to Corp Gregor, not the worst choice out of any Outis ID. The best usage out of her just comes down to giving fast allies clash power up. She's a fine ID, actually. You can use her on her own. She's not exactly passive slop, But her support passive is even better, and I would say is the best part of her toolkit. She maintains poise count, like, so fucking good. It's actually really weird. It's weird to put her in this video, but you gotta understand I'm talking about, like, the fact that her passive is just really good. Like, her support passive is insane. Corp Meursault. Sorry, buddy, you're in this video a lot. Most of the leader 2 stars. While they look cool, these IDs are overall mediocre and mostly only serve to feed the better Liu units. Yusang, Rodion, etc. Also, why would you even use Liu Gregor over Firefist Gregor? The only reason to use Rushing Heart is because of Flow of the Sword or Rodion Skill 3. I forget the name. This is why Zwei Sinclair. This is one of the worst IDs in the game. However, he gives permanent +1 protection, basically. Butler Ishmael. This breaks my fucking heart to include her here, considering she's my main Ishmael throughout my playthrough of the game, until I supported in Zwei for Ricardo on my first attempt against him. But yeah, her support passive applying +20 damage max against enemies of sinking is very good if you don't have Butler Ishmael to use on the main front lines. LCCB Rodion. Those are just a few examples of quote-unquote passive slops. Do you have any examples regarding this? Any disagreements? I don't care mainly. Feel free to comment down below. Thanks for watching.